All right, folks, we're turning now to some breaking news from the sports world. This is not the update that we were hoping to get. Sports director Nick Carboni is joining us. You just learned some tragic news here.
Yeah, Vanessa, NASCAR has announced that star driver Kyle Busch has passed away at the age of 41. We heard earlier in the day from Richard Childress Racing and the Busch family that he had been hospitalized with a severe illness, but this is absolutely devastating, shocking, and tragic news for the sports world, for our local community, with all the Busches and Kyle have done through their various charity work. It's hard to process. Kyle Busch, one of the all-time greats in NASCAR history, a two-time champion. He leaves a lasting legacy. It is tough to even comprehend that he is leaving us at all.
On Thursday, Busch's family announced he'd been hospitalized with a serious illness and would miss this weekend's Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway, a staple on the NASCAR calendar. And his absence would have marked a rare moment. The last time Kyle Busch missed a Cup Series race was in 2015. After a devastating crash at Daytona, he returned that same season to win the Cup Series championship, a testament to his resilience and drive. Just a kid from Las Vegas following his older brother Kurt's footsteps, Kyle Busch built a legacy few could match. Over a 22-year career, he won 234 races across NASCAR's top 3 series, the most in the sport's history. A 2-time Cup Series champion, fierce competitor, and one of his era's greatest characters, Kyle Busch leaves behind a lasting mark on the sport. And off the track, he was a devoted husband and father and advocate for others. He and his wife Samantha shared their journey through infertility, founding the Bundle of Joy Fund to help families facing similar challenges. Through the Kyle Busch Foundation, he also worked to support children in need across the country. He is survived by his wife Samantha and their 2 children, Brexton and Lennox. Kyle Busch was 41 years old.
Vanessa, like I mentioned, it's hard to process. We knew as of late this morning that Kyle Busch was hospitalized with a serious illness, that he would miss this weekend of racing, as I mentioned in that story. First time in over a decade that he will not be on the track in the Cup Series, but then for it to then progress to now we're breaking news that Kyle Busch has passed away at the age of 41 is just really difficult for a lot of people to fathom. You think of the other premature NASCAR deaths. Dale Earnhardt comes to mind. I mean, Kyle Busch is one of the greatest drivers of the modern era, one of the most famous drivers of this era, and combined with eras before him. It's going to be a somber weekend at Charlotte Motor Speedway, I can tell you that right now. So we'll continue to look for reaction to this news because it is widespread throughout NASCAR and the sports world. And just thinking of the Busch family right now, they've been so front and center with their charity work, with IVF, Bundle of Joy. They sat in with our reporters to discuss that before and how much that meant to them. And we saw a video there. He was present at Cats Walk for a Cause a couple of months ago, and they really threw themselves into that, even though it's not their specific charity. It's just heartbreaking and unimaginable.
Yeah, it's really tough news, and as you mentioned, just tough to wrap your mind around.
Yeah, I was at RCR at the shop 2 days ago, I was there for a story on Austin Dillon, but speaking with a couple of people that handle some of Kyle's communications, and they were excited about an event at the Fillmore last night, which still went on. And things seem to be just normal, leading up to a normal race weekend here in Charlotte, but things have taken a tragic turn. Yeah,
so many different ways, I think, to maybe tell this story going forward, because I know you said you're going to try to get
we're going to talk.
Speak
this is Charlotte. This is it's not the official headquarters of NASCAR, but this is where everybody makes their living in that sport, and it is bonded to the Busches in some way. We just spoke to Kurt a couple months ago as he was inducted in the Hall of Fame, and I remember asking him about Kyle. I mean, Kyle's a no-brainer to get in the Hall of Fame. 2 series championships, 63 Cup Series wins, top 10 all time in the modern era. It's just it is hard for people to process. I don't think it's going to happen right now as we're just breaking this at 5:40 p.m. here on Thursday evening.
Yeah. All right. Well, we appreciate you giving us that update. As horrible and sad as it is,
not a good one to give.
Folks wanted to know what was going on. And folks, we will keep you updated as we learn more and as we continue to tell the story of his legacy now moving forward. Okay, folks, we're going to take a quick break. We'll see you in just a couple minutes.